What's going on, everybody? It's Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA and ProWrestlingAuthority.com. I have a great show set up for everybody today. We're going to be joined by Lion Fight CEO Scott Kent. He's on the phone right now. How are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing over here on the East Coast. So are you just waking up for breakfast?
You know, I've been up for a little while. I try and get up a little bit because it's about 108 out, you know, in the heat of the day here. So more of a night guy, but I'm up.
Yeah, I'm more of a night guy myself. You know, how did you like coming to Connecticut for Foxwoods?
You know, I love it out there. We've done a number of shows out there. They've been great partners for us. I was a little apprehensive before our first show. I didn't know how well we would do out there. But I think thanks to Access TV and social media, we had a packed house from the first fight. So we're thrilled with the East Coast participation out there.
And that gets me into exactly what we're going to be talking about. That last fight that we just had at Foxwoods, that was an amazing show that you guys put on, but all of a sudden we know that you guys are coming back September 2nd to Foxwoods, and we're also going to be talking to Angela Whitley today, so very looking forward to that. Who else is on that card? Can you let everyone know?
Sure. Yeah, we're going to have, for the first time ever, we're going to have 4 world title fights. We were going to do 3. But with Antonina Shevchenko not able to fight, her opponent wasn't able to fight in the last card. We want to keep her busy. We decided to add her to the card. So the main event is going to be Angela, who you just mentioned, is going to be fighting Jarina Bars, who is 40-0, a Lion Fight world champion. She's the one that beat Chris Cyborg.
Yep, she beat Chris Cyborg.
Yeah. And then we're going to have Gaston Bolanos fighting Tum Sitsongpinong from Thailand originally. He lives in Australia now. Everybody's talking about this fight. Gaston has earned his way to fight for a title. Probably the most prominent rising Muay Thai star in the United States. And just a great guy. He's getting married, I think, next week. So give him a shout out. And right down the list, we have international phenomenon Amin Balafrikh from the UK. We're so happy to be able to sign her. She's going to be fighting as well. And we just got a stacked card as usual. You know, right down the list, Antonina is going to be fighting a girl from Italy who we just signed. That announcement will come out here probably in the next day or two. So lots of women fights, lots of world titles. Labor Day weekend is going to be a blast.
And that's awesome that you bring that up, because when I was at Lion Fights, I saw Shevchenko walk out, and I was like, "Oh, let me go say hi and introduce myself." And seconds later, she's up on the ring getting her belt. So very excited about that, and very excited that you guys were able to book a fight for her immediately right after everything kind of fell through. But you know, Angela is going to be a very exciting fight coming up against Bars. Like you were just saying, that she fought Chris Cyborg, and that was part of Lion Fights too. That was a Lion Fights event. What was that? 2012?
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. Access TV, you know, we all kind of worked together on this to put that together. We thought it would be a great opportunity to show an MMA fighter against a Muay Thai fighter. Chris had a couple Muay Thai fights, but a lot of respect for her to taking a fight which was really out of her area of expertise. And I think it showed the world that really there are technical differences for a Muay Thai fighter that can be aggressive and can be very dominating with any kind of a competitor in a combat sport like that.
Definitely. And what was it like coming over? Because I know that you guys are from Vegas. What was it like coming over here for the first time? Were you guys nervous about how you were going to do? And then, of course, that card was, I'm pretty sure that was sold out the first time you guys came over here to the East Coast.
Yeah, we tried to. Christine Toledo and I started Lion Fight about just under 6 years ago, and I think one of the things we always talked about was consistent fights. The areas of where we're fighting, we want to make sure that we bring out via the amateur program and the pro card, giving some local and regional fighters an opportunity to fight alongside these international superstars. So the word was out. Foxwoods did a great job. They always do of advertising. And, we absolutely very comfortable out there. We love it.
And guys, I was just talking with Scott right before we started the show, and I was telling him I had such an amazing time at Lion Fights, and my 75-year-old grandfather was able to come with us, and he just had hip surgery, and he was out of his seat the whole time. The ring girls, they were awesome, doing throwing shirts around, and my grandfather, I swear, he was about to jump over the balcony. So after the show, he let me know that he had a great time, and I'll definitely be bringing him back. This is for all ages too, and one of the things I want to mention is right now in combat sports, this is the time when it's really been doing very well. You guys hooked up with Access TV, and they do a great job. The fight's going to be airing September 2nd. What time exactly is it going to be airing on Access?
It starts at 9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock out west. Friday night is going to be the Friday night of the Labor Day weekend, so there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be a weekend we're excited to have. We did real well last year with this weekend.
And you guys can all buy tickets. They're on sale now at foxwoods.com, or you can call 1-800-200-2882. Like Scott said, they're going to be live on Access TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Commentary. That's another thing I wanted to mention. That's very important to have, someone that the fans really trust. Because, of course, we're sitting there and, we're all used to Joe Rogan or someone bringing us through the fights. And I think that Pat Miletich, former UFC Hall of Famer as well, is commentary for you guys. What was your decision in adding him to commentary for you guys?
Well, that was a decision by Access TV, which we wholeheartedly embraced. Both of Pat and Michael Chiavallo, I think, are as good as anybody in the business. Pat is not only a UFC Hall of Famer, he's at Muay Thai kickboxing fights. He's been a kickboxing champion. So the guy's got his own fighting school, his own fighting style, his own system. And for a UFC Hall of Famer to come out and say he'd much rather watch Lion Fight Muay Thai than UFC or an MMA fight, I think says a lot about, like you mentioned, your father was at the event. It's one of those events where anything could change at any time. It could be a spinning back elbow. It could be a knee. And it's all stand-up fighting, so there really isn't a cause for pause or hesitation or people scrambling to see what's going on. It's all stand-up. The Fox Theater at Foxwoods, it's very intimate. It's right in your face. You feel those kicks. You feel those punches. And I think that's what makes this event so special.
And I was lucky enough to be able to hear you guys on Steve's show, Cage Side Submissions, a couple weeks ago. And shout out to Steve, of course. He's a great guy with a great show. You guys should all check that out. Scott was on there a couple weeks ago. You can find that on iTunes. Just type in Cage Side Submissions. He puts on a great show, always has fighters on. And he actually dedicated that entire show to Lion Fights. Of course, one of the fighters that we'll be talking with today was also on the show. Excuse me if I do not pronounce his name right. Amine Ballafrikh.
That's right.
That's right? I was trying to figure that out. He's going to be coming on soon. He's 7-2. He won his debut at Lion Fight 30. That was very exciting. We're going to be talking to him about that. How did he look to you? And do you know what he's going to be doing with his future now?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have him back. Very impressed with him as a fighter and as a person. That's the other thing that I think you're going to find in a martial art like this. Most of our guys are extremely, and girls are very respectful. They have a lot of respect for the sport. I think that's part of being a Muay Thai fighter. Very professional, enthusiastic.
Uh-oh. Are you there with me, Scott? There you are.
Here.
All right. Sorry, it cut out for literally 2 seconds, but we didn't miss anything. That That first show at Foxwoods was sold out. How did we do last week? How did you guys do with ticket sales and everything?
We did pretty well. We had a couple fighters fall out like a week before the event. Some of our bigger ticket sellers. It was the weekend after the 4th of July 3-day weekend. It was UFC Fight Week. So we had a lot of competition, but we still had a really good turnout. We're real excited about this next show. We've got a full 7-8 weeks to promote it. The fact that we're having 8 world title fights, everybody's really starting to talk about it on social media. We're going to be doing a lot of releases over the next couple of weeks with opponents. The fight poster will come out next week. So there's a lot of buzz about this fight.
And that's another question I wanted to ask you. Now it's 2016, and social media is a very important aspect to have with all of these fighters. And I've been realizing a lot of the Lion Fight fighters are always engaging with social media, always engaging with their followers, and I think that's absolutely great. There's, like you said, it helps fans get personal with these fighters, and they're not just figures on the TV anymore. They're actually in your home talking with you. You can ask them questions now. What's your thought on social media and how important it is for fighters to have that and engage with followers?
Well, I think it's in this age right now of technology. It's something that I'm 55 years old. When I started Lion Fight, I had to get Facebook. I had to get Twitter. It was imperative that all of our fighters get it because we sell a lot of tickets. We are able to promote a lot of our events, a lot of the fighters. We really encourage them to create their own fan base. I think that's the wave of the future, and I think if you don't get on board, you're going to be left behind. So we've tried to embrace that. We brought people in that specifically handle those accounts for us, and I think it's shown by our social media numbers that we're doing the right thing. It's another thing sponsors ask for. What is your social media reach? So those are questions now that if you're going to be in this business, it's something you need to address.
Definitely. I definitely agree with you, and your fighters do a great job at reaching out to everybody. What was one of your favorite fighters growing up? What actually got you into combat sports? If you would like to answer that 2-part question.
Sure. I grew up pretty much a boxing fan. Wide world of sports. Used to watch it with my father, and the fight that most kind of resonates for me was the first fight between Vito Antuofermo and Marvin Hagler, and it just showed a guy with not a lot of talent, but with so much grit and determination. It was an absolute war, and it was one of those fights that I felt, that just sticks with me from a boxing standpoint. I got involved with Muay Thai. I started in 1989, started training kickboxing and Muay Thai and kind of stuck with it, trained in Thailand, and I've been very fortunate to have some great trainers and teachers throughout the years, and that's kind of how I got into it. And I think once you go to Thailand and you train in a camp, you have a whole new appreciation for the sport, the culture. And having worked in the casino business for 20 some odd years, I decided at that point that, I felt so passionate about this sport and its possibility that I would walk away from the casino industry and put all of my energies into developing Lion Fight and hopefully create a stage for these amazing athletes.
And you are doing a great job at putting some amazing fights together. I was there from the very first fight this weekend at Foxwoods Casino, and I'd like to mention first, that is one amazing casino. It's huge too. When you walk in, they literally give you directions. They're like, go quarter mile that way, a mile and a half that way, and then you'll see it. So there's so much for everybody to do, after the fights, before the fights. And like I said, it's for all ages as well. I think so. My little sister was at the event as well, and she had a great time. She was, live tweeting with everybody. Very exciting. But like I said, even the first group of fights on the prelims, the very first fight, I'm pretty sure, ended in about 24 seconds. Very exciting fighter. I think his name was Corbin. I'll have to look it up again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to set up an interview with him because he definitely was very impressive. And there were so many great fights on even just the prelim card. Can people watch the prelims coming September 2nd on Access TV or lionfights.com, or are we gonna have to wait for that?
We're working on a way to get the amateur fights out there. Everything we do, we want to coordinate with Access TV, but we get a lot of requests for the amateur fights for those reasons. These guys that haven't really had a lot of venues to fight at, and I think historically a lot of these fighters that end up fighting in MMA or things that maybe weren't their first choice. Now that we've got a bunch of super young amateur athletes, male and female, out there, so it's great that we can do 6 amateur fights before our show, give them a showcase, sit in the venue, get a feel for it, see these amazing professionals, and hopefully develop their skills to that level.
Now, my last question for you is, it's now 2016. We just saw UFC 200. We've seen how far the sport's really come with the female fighters. Now they're headlining huge events. They even headlined UFC 200. Of course, Shevchenko fighting with you. Her sister's going to be fighting Holly Holm. From 2010, when you started Lion Fights, correct? Was it 2010 when you started? Till 2016, what major changes have you seen with Lion Fights and just the fighting sport in general?
Well, first thing is probably just the growth of Muay Thai, and the fact that the U.S. has never had a nationally broadcasted Muay Thai show. Gaining our reputation, not only in the United States. I mean, Access goes out to over 46 million people. Our shows do live on a Friday night in prime time. So I think having that evolution from being kind of a regional promotion, there was, and there still is, a lot of regional Muay Thai shows, but to be able to get on television and then to have that brand transcend the borders to where we've got partners in the UK, we've got partners in Australia now, that everybody wants to fight for Lion Fight because we have all of the momentum. We're in the United States, we're on live TV, and I think it's really created a brand, and I think that's extreme.
I definitely have to agree with you.
There's kickboxing shows, but now focusing only on Muay Thai and giving people that opportunity to see world-class Muay Thai fighters. I think it's, and having consistent shows, I think that's something that's really changed since Lion Fight came on the landscape.
And certainly everyone has been talking about Lion Fights recently. Last year, it was one of the highlights, one of the fights that you guys had last year at Foxwoods. I've was so impressed with all of the fighters on your card. I was impressed with how nice everyone was, behind the scenes as well. You guys were all, treating the fighters with respect. I've heard nothing but amazing things about Lion Fights. I had to come check it out. I cannot wait for September 2nd at Foxwoods. Like Scott said, it's going to be on Access TV starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. I cannot wait. Like you said, what we like to do now, Scott, is I like to hand the imaginary microphone over to you. If you have any tags or let everyone know where they can find you, and if you have anything to say, now is your chance to do that.
I really want to give a shout out to all the amazing athletes and their managers and all their families that put up with the training schedules, all of the inconvenience and everything, and all the hard work to make weight, to come in and fight in a sport that is just starting to really take off. And I think these are the guys that are going to be rewarded for that. Obviously, shout out to Foxwoods, Access TV, our partners, the Beer Park in Vegas, Hayabusa, King Ink. If you want a tattoo at the show, come out a little bit early. Mario Bart's King Ink at Foxwoods. Pat Miletich and I got tattoos there last time we were there. So we look forward to seeing everybody, and bring your dad again.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I cannot wait to see you. Thank you very much for coming on Pure Evil MMA. I cannot wait to talk to the rest of the fighters today, and I will be putting this up on YouTube for everyone to enjoy. Thank you very much, Scott.
Thanks, Eddie. Have a good day.
You too. So that was Scott Ken, CEO of Lion Fight. I'm going to give the next fighter a call. You guys stay tight. Hang still, everyone. We got a great show for you. Alright guys, I'm back, and I am in the house with no other than Angela Whitley, right? Did I pronounce your name right?
Yes, Angela Whitley.
And you have an upcoming fight. You're a fighter for Lion Fight. Would you like to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yes, my name is Angela Riptide Whitley. I live in Viejo San Juan, Puerto Rico, which is where I train.
And
Where
did you grow up?
I was actually born in Germany and I was raised there part of my life. My mother is actually German. And then the rest of my adolescence, I grew up in the U.S., which is where my father is from.
So you do a lot of traveling, huh?
Yes, I've traveled quite a bit.
So when did you realize that you wanted to be a fighter?
Well, I'd have to say I was actually living in Dubai at the time, and I took a trip to Thailand for my birthday. It was just by chance because originally I wanted to go to South Africa to do some cage diving with great white sharks, but
Wow.
I couldn't make the trip. So Thailand was the next best option. So I said, okay, well, I'll go to Thailand. I went to Bangkok and Koh Samui, and I specifically went there to watch Muay Thai kickboxing and to do some scuba diving. And I went to Lumpini Stadium. I sat ringside, and it was just a wonderful experience. And that's what really, really sparked my interest in Muay Thai.
And you were just mentioning, you've done a lot of traveling. What do you do for a living? I see that you're a marine, not a marine biologist, but you're a what?
Yes, I'm a marine biologist.
Oh, you are.
I'm also a scuba diving instructor for PADI, and I'm currently working on my master's degree in environmental sciences at the University of Puerto Rico.
Which is exactly what? What exactly is environmental sciences?
My focus will mainly be on coastal ecosystems conservation, particularly focusing on coral reef conservation and reconstruction.
That's awesome. And you're a scuba diving instructor, you said?
Yes, I love diving.
My mom, like I mentioned to you, she went on her honeymoon down there in Puerto Rico, and my stepfather has been scuba diving for so long. My mom was so nervous, so she finally was convinced to go scuba diving, and of course a pack of barracuda came up and scared the life out of her. But afterwards she went fishing and she caught like a 300-pound tarpon.
Wow.
So, do you go fishing down there, or have you ever been in an experience scuba diving that kind of frightened you?
No, because when I lived in Dubai, I was working at the Dubai Aquarium and Underwater Zoo, which is one of the largest aquariums in the world, and they have the largest number of sharks in captivity. So I was constantly surrounded by sharks and working with them. So I guess your biggest fear in the ocean is what? Sharks? Most people, they're afraid. So I don't have any fear. I actually find diving very relaxing, very comforting. I've seen plenty of barracuda, big ones.
Wow, really?
Yeah, but they swim away. They don't bother you. So.
Are people usually nervous the first time they go scuba diving?
Oh yes, definitely. It's just something about breathing underwater. You know, obviously it's not natural to a human being, but I just let them know as long as you keep the regulator in your mouth and you keep breathing through your mouth, then you'll be fine. You won't drown. So, but a lot of people freak out because it's not normal.
So also, that's very interesting that you do that, because you also have to focus on your breathing, and it kind of the similar thing with fighting, like to keep your heart rate down and relax and calm.
Yes.
So has that helped you, mentally as a fighter?
I think so. Physically, it does work your body to scuba dive, especially your lungs, because when you go down under the water, the deeper you go, the more pressure you have on your lungs. And you have to consistently breathe. You never hold your breath. That's the number one rule of diving. You never hold your breath. So yeah, I think it definitely helps. It helps me control my breathing, helps me stay relaxed. And then when I'm in the gym, obviously there's that transition. So, because the pace is a little bit more quicker.
So let's talk about your last fight.
Yes.
How long have you been professional for? First question.
I'm actually new to being a professional.
Oh, wow, really? You're
Yes.
a 4-time WKA champion, just to let everybody know, in case you didn't remember. And you recently claimed the WKN kickboxing lightweight title?
Yes, against Cristiana Stancu of Romania.
In the third round.
Yes.
How was that fight for you?
It was amazing. It really was. So Super Combat, they're based out of Europe, and they decided they wanted to come to the U.S. and they wanted to start in Puerto Rico, actually. So we were the first place that they wanted to have their first fight for the U.S. And it was the first time that K1 kickboxing had ever been broadcasted from Puerto Rico. So that was really, really, really exciting to be a part of that. And I got to fight in front of all my friends and my family. And so, it was amazing. Really good experience.
I was just at Lion Fights 30 over here at Foxwoods, where you're going to be fighting very soon.
Yes.
You're going to be fighting Jarena Bars. Are you ready for this fight? How are you feeling?
I feel really good. I feel great. I'm really looking forward to this fight. A few months ago, my coach and I, we sought this fight out. This is something that I really wanted to do. So, no, to ask me if I'm ready, yes. The fights, I think, we thought originally would be in August, but then they said it'll be in September. So I was like, okay, I was ready then. I'm ready now. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And if you've never been to Foxwoods before, you're definitely in for a treat because it's absolutely huge. And when you get there, I was telling Scott, when you get there, you're trying to find everything, and you ask somebody, and they're like, go a quarter mile that way, half mile that way, and then you should see it. And it's like, wow, this is crazy. So it's a great place to hold an event. What is it like fighting the day you wake up? Can you bring us through that experience?
Sure. For me, I guess the best way I can describe it is, you know how when you see horses at a horse track and they're behind the gates and they're just moving and they're ready to go, and then they let that gate up, boom, and then they shoot out. That's kind of how I feel the whole day, because obviously we're going to be one of the last fights of the night, so I have to wait all that time, and it's building up, and then when I get in the ring, boom, I just go for it. And honestly, I think I have a background in wrestling. I used to wrestle in high school, and I was actually the first state champion.
You were one of those girls, really? Wow.
Yeah, I was a wrestler. That was
awesome.
My thing. I was a nerd and I was a wrestler.
There was a girl growing up when I was in high school that played football, and you got to have so much respect for the girls to do that. But now, the biggest thing I love about 2016, and I was talking with Scott about this a minute ago, the girls are headlining some of the biggest fights. We're all realizing that the girl fights are really where it's at. They're always exciting. And, a couple of years ago, they were saying they would never fight in the UFC. And here we are. We're always looking forward to the female fights. Shevchenko, who just was supposed to fight at Lion Fights 30, he just got the belt. She'll also be fighting the night that you fight. And, September 2nd, you said that they moved the fight date back. Did that throw you off at all?
No, not at all. I was ready then. I'm ready now. Nothing changes. I still do my regular routine, so nothing changes. And like I said, I've always been an athlete since I was young. I started with wrestling, so you just have that mentality, and you just know what you need to do, and you look forward to it. Because I like to train. I really do. I like to train. I like to fight. I like to be athletic. So I'm good.
So when you found out that you were going to be fighting Jarena Bars, and no matter who you're fighting, what goes through your mind when you find out your opponent?
Just who they are, what I need to do, and then we set a game plan up, and we start training camp. But the thing is, I never stop training, so I never take a break. Even after my last fight with Christiana Stancu, that following Monday, because the fight happened on a Saturday, I believe. That following Monday, I was back in the gym, and I still train. And I always feel like I'm fight ready. So I always stay ready, and I do many, many things with the diving, with the school, but I always make time for fighting. I always make time for training, and I train quite a bit. And I just think it's because I'm passionate about it. I'm passionate about fighting. I'm passionate about marine biology and the environment. I'm passionate about diving. So when you're passionate about things, you make time for it because you enjoy doing it. And that's how I feel. So I'm ready.
That's awesome. What can we expect from you within the next couple of years? Where do you see yourself?
Hopefully saving the world. I'm just kidding. I'm going to do my part in that. But as far as fighting goes, I don't know. I really don't know what's in store for me. And I just take it one fight at a time. After I fought Christiana Stancu, I focused on that one. After I did it, boom, it's out of the way. Then we focused on Jarena. After that, who knows what happens? I don't know what I'll be presented with next, if even bigger opportunities open up for me, or if they don't, who knows? But I just take it one step at a time, and in the meantime, I just enjoy life.
In Lion Fights, they're always putting on great fights. So if you win this fight, you will be the first female welterweight champ from the United States for Lion Fights. How exciting is that to throw in there?
I think it's super exciting and something I really, really, really am looking forward to, because it's a fight promotion based in the U.S., but you know, I think Tiffany was their last American champion. So you know, there are a lot of foreign champions, which is not a problem, but I really would like to be, you know, on the map for the U.S. for Lion Fights particularly. And also to shine a little bit of light on Muay Thai in Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is known for boxing. A lot of great boxers come out of Puerto Rico, but a lot of people don't know that there is Muay Thai here as well. So if I can put that on the map and do that for Puerto Rico, I'll be happy.
That's awesome. Very, very nice person you are, huh?
Thank you, thank you.
I'm excited to see you fight. And have you ever been to a casino before?
I've been to Mohegan Sun, actually.
Oh, really?
I've been to Mohegan Sun. There's a few casinos here, but not really. I can't say that I gamble or really know how to.
Me neither. I really don't gamble either. I mean, when I do gamble, it's like with my friends, like poker night and stuff like that. But I don't have the best of luck. I don't know.
I think I'd be the same. I remember as a kid, like if my dad would go to some place that had the slot machines, like at the bowling alley or something, I just liked all the colors and then how it would light up, but I didn't really know anything about it. So yeah, I can't really say I know much about casinos.
My girlfriend's actually been on like a scratch lottery binge lately, like the $2 scratch offs and stuff like that. Because one of my friends just won $25,000 on a $10 scratch off.
Oh wow! Well, that paid off.
So I had a fan question from somebody that's in the Pure Evil Army. What has this training camp been like for you?
Oh, it's been great. It's really been great. You know, I'll be honest, like living in Puerto Rico, to me, I think it's comparable to training in Thailand because of the climate, the humidity, the temperature. So it's been a great training camp. It really has. I'm there every single day, morning and night, putting in the work. And during the daytime, so I get up at 5 every morning and then I go train. And sometimes I don't finish until late at night. But in the meantime, while I have downtime and I'm just kind of letting my body rest, the beach is just right there. So I can go soak in that salt water for a little bit, maybe catch a nap, get some food, boom, hit training again. So
wow,
that
sounds like an exciting day.
It is. You know, I have no complaints. You know, I live where people vacation, so I have no complaints.
And you were also saying that you have family from right here in Connecticut. You said they're from New Haven and Bridgeport. So
I believe, yes.
Of course, they'll be coming to the fights.
Yes, they're twin cousins, Mark and Mike. And yeah, I rarely get to see them. Maybe once every 10 years or so. I did actually, the last time I saw them was when I fought on Friday Night Fights as an amateur in New York.
Oh, really?
At the Broad Street Ballroom. They drove all the way to come and see me fight. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Was that the first time you've ever been to New York?
No, actually, I used to live in New England. I lived in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, so I've been to New York quite a few times.
So like we were talking about, since you're doing marine biology, and I'm from Connecticut, your family's from Connecticut, so of course I have to mention Mystic Aquarium.
Yes, I've been there.
How amazing is that place?
It's really nice. I like the beluga whales there. I remember when I was younger and I went there, I think that was the first time I actually saw a beluga whale.
I think the same for me. It was the first time I ever saw like any real marine life at all.
Right.
And
So
go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think it was a really, really nice experience, a really nice a nice aquarium.
And of course, also in Connecticut, since you know you're a marine biologist, the Amistad also landed here as well. Of course, the slaves overtook this ship, and they went to the New Haven courthouse. So very historic. Foxwoods Casino is one of the nicest casinos. If you've been to Mohegan, oh, you don't even know, because you're gonna get so lost. There's so much to do at Foxwoods. So, what day are you going to be showing up there?
I have no idea. Scott Kent hasn't sent me any flight details yet, but hopefully after the fight, I'll have some time to check out some things over there. So we'll see. Hopefully.
And what day are the weigh-ins? It's September 1st, correct?
Should be, yes, the day before the fights. Yes.
So what are you walking around at right now?
I'm actually really close to weight actually because like I said, here in the tropics, you sweat a lot. And I'm training quite a bit in this training camp. So normally I'm between 150 and 155, so I don't have to cut too much because the fight's at 145, and I feel really strong at that weight.
Growing up, what were some of your favorite inspiring fighters, whether it was the WWF or whether it was actual fighting, whether it was Hoist Gracie? What got you interested in doing all this? Who was your inspiration?
Well, when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of the WWF. I think everybody was at that time. I really liked The Undertaker.
Of course.
And then later on, I was a huge fan of The Rock when I was in high school, Dwayne Johnson. So yeah, and then I always grew up watching boxing with my father. And I think he was a little shocked to find out. Well, first of all, my parents were kind of shocked that I wanted to wrestle in high school because I'm 5'9", so my dad wanted me to play basketball. My mom was like, oh, don't you want to play tennis or ballet or do swimming? And I was like, nah, I think I want to try this wrestling thing. And boom, the first year I went to state. So,
wow.
Yeah, and it was at a higher weight class. So that's another thing. I'm always used to either fighting or wrestling people bigger than me. And especially in training, I train with a lot of people who are bigger than me, a lot of men who are bigger and stronger than me, and I think that helps me a lot. So.
And like we were just talking about, it's 2016 and we've really seen a rise in not just combat sports, but the female fights. What are your thoughts on, Ronda Rousey coming to the UFC and opening this gate for all of you, for everybody?
Oh man, no, I think it's great. I think it's really great what she's done for mixed martial arts for women. We really needed something like that to happen for women in the sport. So, and it's not, even though she hasn't been back in a while, the other women are stepping up, and the ones that have taken her place are doing a great job. I think her belt's been passed. Well, the belt has been passed around a few times, but I think all of those women who won the belt are very deserving of it. They put their heart into it, they put their soul into it, and that's what it's about. Just showing your skills and just going for it, and that's what they all did. So
very exciting time to be in MMA or a follower of MMA or Muay Thai, and I am definitely looking forward to your fight September 2nd. One last question, what can we all expect from you September 2nd?
You can expect a lot of work. work. That's what I do. I work. I'm a workhorse. So I think that Jarena and I will put on a really good show. That's what you guys can expect.
Oh, you don't even have to tell us that. We already know that. So are there any other fights on this card that you're interested in seeing, or anyone that you train with that you're interested in seeing come up the ranks?
Well, anybody from Puerto Rico would be nice. I think I'm the first resident of Puerto Rico to fight on Lion Fights, to be flown from out here. Anyone from my team would be amazing to go out there. As far as people on the fight card, I always like seeing Gaston. He's pretty entertaining to watch.
Definitely.
The dream killer.
So the fights are going to be September 2nd at Foxwoods. They're going to be live on Access TV, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Commentary, of course, Pat Miletich and Michael Chiavello. I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. And definitely looking forward to seeing you there. We'll be talking because I'll be there at the weigh-in, so definitely come say hi. I'll be there with Angie Jabs. What I like to do at this part in the show is I hand the imaginary microphone over to you. If you have any shout-outs to anybody or anyone that you'd like to thank, anything at all, feel free to let us know now.
Sure, I'd like to give a shout out first and foremost to my coach, David Thunder Cummings, and his wife, Tammy Cummings. They train me very well. Also, my sponsors, everyone who's helped me along the way, Robert Massage, William Fortunio, just my whole Team Thunder, all of them, because they all really push me. They all contribute to my training camp, even from the new person who just joined the gym to the oldest person who's been there. Everybody, I'm really looking forward to taking a part of them into the ring with me, because they'll all be there with me. So.
And I know that you've been really busy, but another person the Pure Evil Army wanted to know, have you been playing any Pokemon Go?
I'll be honest, I'm kind of stuck in the Stone Age on that. I'm I'm really bad with the social things that are going on. So, and I didn't even know what was going on with the Pokemon thing
Me
until
neither.
today.
Me neither.
I finally asked them. I'm like, "What is this Pokemon thing about?" And then they finally told me, and I was like, "Oh, well, my phone doesn't even have the capability to have that app." So,
Well, the good
no.
thing is it's allowing people to go out and be more social. Make sure you guys all check out Angelina at the fights. It's September 2nd. If you're a Pokemon Go fan, there's going to be a lot of Pokemon everywhere. So that was a little hint from my little sister. So have a great day. I cannot wait to see you fight. And where can everybody find you on Twitter?
Yes, I just opened my Twitter account yesterday. I promise I'm going to be active on there, but it's at Angela Riptide. That's Riptid, Riptide. Angela, at Angela Riptide.
Well,
all
thank you
together.
very much for coming on today's show. Like I said, I'll be posting this tonight, so everyone will be able to watch it. And I'm very excited. I know that your opponent messaged me. She was very excited to see all the interviews today with Scott. So I really hope to talk to you in the future. I'm very excited to see your fight, and you have a great day.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you so much.
Bye. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Pure Evil MMA. I'm your host, Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA and ProWrestlingAuthority.com. I got another special guest from Lion Fight who just fought last weekend, Amin Ballafrikh. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I was actually cage side there, man. You did an amazing job. You came out pretty quick and adjusted well to a new opponent. Before we get into that, you want to just introduce yourself to the Pure Evil Army and anyone new that's listening?
Yeah, thank you for having me in your show, buddy. And it's always a pleasure to be with you guys. My name is Amin Balafrikh. I live in Virginia, DC. I train in Capital MMA in both location, Alexandria and Dallas Airport. I'm originally from Morocco. I live here, been living here for 4 years now, and I'm pro kickboxing and Muay Thai. I have 7-2. One
Nice.
of them is come by knockout. So, and my nickname is Moroccan Boy.
Oh, of course, we know that. Um, so that's something I definitely want to ask you. You're from Morocco. You came over to the United States about 3 years ago. What was that like? What was training there like compared to training here in the States?
Well, just the thing is, the training is the same, but just we focus right there in Morocco, like for Dutch style. We do a lot of kickboxing Dutch style, but here where I came here, I changed my style to Muay Thai. So I'm right now like I'm mixed with Dutch style kickboxing and Muay Thai, so I can do both and easy for me. And the thing about me to move to the United States, I want to have more opportunity to fight international and pro. So that's the only reason.
And this was your debut for Lion Fights, correct?
Yeah.
What was that like? What was the day you woke up? You knew you had to fight. Can you bring everybody through your day at Foxwoods?
Uh, this fight it's gonna be is like special for me because it was like I was been fasting all the month before the fight. I was be fasting the whole month, and the day when is the fight is the big holiday we have. So I didn't celebrate the holiday, and I've been fasting all month. So I've been training and really trained hard for it. So when I got there, just I woke up, then I start remember the whole month what's going on, and I've been training without food, without no water the whole month. It's not easy.
Oh,
And just I walk out to the ring, then I start remember everything. So I gotta prove it, and I gotta show it to the world what what I trained for. You know what I'm saying?
definitely. How did you enjoy your stay at Foxwoods?
It's really good. It's really good. Those people right there, they take care of us for everything. Lion fight, they take care of us. Everyone, they take care of us right there. We were trained like really good. I appreciate Lion fight the way how they organize that show. They're really good.
And what can we expect from you next?
Next, I'm fighting in 30th of July. I have a title fight, a Muay Thai USKA title fight. So it's gonna be I because my last fight I didn't fight like that aggressive how I fight I am. I fight with my mind a lot. Then I don't want to get like bad injury or something like that. So, but my next fight is gonna be in 2 weeks in Philadelphia. This is gonna be like because I always go for a knockout. I don't go. I'm not that person. I'm going to the ring. Then I'm try just to score and come back. I'm going to the ring to like kill or be killed. So I'm going to bring the win with me home and to show to the. I don't like to leave it for the judge. Oh, maybe this or this. I like to go and prove myself. I'm the winner. No one is gonna win me. It's not my opinion or maybe. No, I go there. Then I show the people I'm the winner. So my next fight is gonna be in Philly. It's gonna be a good fight, exciting fight. I can't wait for it. Then I will, you will see next, next level how I fight. It's not gonna be, it's gonna be totally different. It's not like the one I fight in Lion Fight. So
Well, like I said, I was cage side. Me and Angie Jabs, who was my camera girl, and I got to watch you fight right there. You're a very in-your-face fighter. I love your fighting style, and I cannot wait to see you fight again. But there was a little kink into your fight. You had a change in opponent. What changes did you have to make? Because you were originally supposed to fight Kachian Pongthong. Is that how you pronounce his name?
yeah,
And we all know that he's a very experienced fighter. And then you ended up fighting your opponent. What's his name? Joe Logan. You fought at.
Joe Logan.
What was
Yeah.
that like, making that change? You were getting ready to fight, Kiachan Panthong, and then all of a sudden you got a new opponent. What changes did you have to make?
But for me, it's both. I don't say always. I don't say like this guy. He got more experience. He's got more fight. He's gonna be good. Every time anyone stop in the front of me in the ring, they all for me the same. Like Joe Logan or the Thai guys, they are both the same. Just the thing, Logan, I changed my style with him a little bit. So because I know he had like weapon for and that kick, he kicked like so hard. All the people he fight with, he knocked them down with that kick. So I was focusing to control that kick and stay and score my point and get out. I don't want to be like in his face the 5 round. Just like score my point, then I go out. They score my point, then I go out. So I don't want to get injured, bad injury. So I will save myself for the next fight. I have fight in 3 weeks. So that's the reason. But for me, is both of the same. I fight with Thai guy has 71 fights, or I fight with Logan has like 11 fights. For me, it's both the same. There is no change.
When you were growing up, what got you into fighting?
To be honest with you, street fight, man.
Street fighting.
When I was like little, it's not like I was like 16 or 17. I was fighting my town home like lad and friend of mine. He just opened a gym. He say, okay, let's take you with me a gym. I tell him, nah, I don't want to go. He say, no, just let's go. I will teach you. I tell him, no, I'm not that person. Need to be in the gym. He said, just let's go. You're not gonna pay anything. Let's take you there. So when he take me, I start feeling in love with training and that stuff. But after like 2 months, he put me like in my first smoker. Then I was thought myself, I'm the strongest one in the world. The first fight is gonna happen. So I got there. Then I fight with someone who's more experienced than I am, and he just beat me up. Then I thought myself, I win the fight. Then I thought myself like I went hard and I beat him up, but in the score he scored and he won the fight. So after like 2 weeks, I saw the video. That I saw myself. I didn't score any point. I didn't touch even his face. Just I was going like crazy. From that day, I tell myself I'm not that good in fighting. Then I need to learn how to fight. I need to use how my weapon. So from that day, I started training for it. I spent like 6 months just train hard. My first fight I won by knockout.
Nice.
From there, I know myself I'm gonna be a fighter.
What were some
Then
of
I
your
continued my career.
inspirations? Who have been some of your inspirations in mixed martial arts?
It's a lot of them. Like if we're gonna say like kickboxing is always gonna be Badr Hari is the best heavyweight champion, and still right now no one is like him. And boxing, Muhammad Ali, Nasim Hamid, those two guys, Mini Pacquiao, those three guys. There's like always they put on me inspiration if I watch their videos on some. If I want to see like about Thai guys, I like Boykao, I like Sunshine, all those crazy guys with Thai style. So
That's awesome, man. That was a good list off that you just had. So, Amin, we were talking about you coming from Morocco over to the United States. How's your stay been here, man?
It's really good. I've been trained from treating from people here is really nice. All my training partner, my coaches, they are like really. I'm really glad to have them. They treat me like very good. So it's it's been a good. I'm very lucky to to see myself.
So,
better.
out of the people you train with, who's one of your most inspiring people that we should look out for? That's going to be up and coming. Anyone come to mind?
Well, I have like my coaches. They're the first people. They give me more inspiration. This is my coaches, man. I have like my train Scott. He's one of my training partner. He's coach too. So he give me a lot of motivation. Steve, Roland, he I do with him boxing and I sparring with him. Like when your coach, you sparring with him and you train with him and he hope for your pad. He work with your condition. He did with you everything. This is big inspiration and he doesn't to get ready for the fight. Try to push you to the limit to get ready for your fight. And I train with two Thai guys, is Master and Crew. They are like Master. Is the most of them. He give me like a lot of inspiration because he's like 64-year old, and each time I kick the bed or I miss it or I kick him, and he keeps screaming at me, and he's always yelling at me to push me to the limit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like all of them guys, they're like really good. I'm very proud of them, and I'm lucky to have them win.
How were you feeling when you were going at the weigh-ins that night, right before you fought? How'd you feel that night?
Uh, like just like normal, like all the fights. I feel like the same feeling. Just I when I go get my weight. I was each fight I worry about my weight a lot. I try. I'm not that person. Stay like until the last minute and go to the sauna. I can't wait. I need to be in the weight in every time. Like day before, I need to make sure my weight is ready to go. I don't like to stay until the last minute and go to the sauna or go run outside to cut like 5 or 3 pounds. So
You know what? And I've been raving about lion fights nonstop. And I was so excited I was able to go watch live. I brought my 75-year-old grandfather, and I was telling Scott before, he was literally out of his seat the entire time, and he just had hip surgery. He was literally out of his seat the entire time. So excited to see the fights, and you did amazing, man. Absolutely amazing.
thank you guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So, did you get to watch UFC 200?
Yeah, I did watch. I didn't watch the whole UFC 200, but I watched some of those fights. Is really good. And you always in UFC, you see some surprise.
Yeah, of course. And I was talking with Angela about this as well. Um, since the last couple of years, the women fighters especially have blown up, and every time I've seen a girl fight, they're always amazing. So very exciting for Lion Fight's next event. It's going to be September 2nd, live on Access TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. The commentary is always on point. They do a great job putting on amazing cards as well. I was asking you before how you liked your stay at Lion Fights. You did a great job with your debut. Who do you have your eyes on next, if anyone, or do you not know who your next opponent might be?
I have my eye on it. I have like my list for all the guys defined in my wait list, but I'm not gonna tell you the list. But I have a lot of people like each time, like if the promotion asks me, I tell me who you want to fight. I tell them the list. I tell them of those. But at the same time, if you bring me anyone in my weight class, I will fight. So I tell this is what I tell Scat Can the last time. I tell them I'm looking forward to for the next show or to fight more and Lion Fight than anyone you want me to fight. I'm ready for. So I just can't wait for it.
Very excited to see you fight again. Thank you so much for coming on, Amin. At this part in the show, I really like to hand over the imaginary microphone to you if you have any shout outs or if you want to, thank anybody out there or anything. The floor is yours, man.
Yeah, sure. I want to thank Lion Fight to have me in that show. Then I want to thank to my all sports guys supporting me and my fans and the whole world, like Morocco, international people, they text me and support me all the time. My sponsors and big shout out to my training coaches and partners in Capital MMA in both all locations. They're always inspire me to get like more, and they push me in the limit. Thank you so much, guys. Then promise each fight you're gonna see another Moroccan boy. Each time you're gonna see another Moroccan boy. Thank you so much.
Very excited about that. And like I said, you were just on Cage Side Submissions with Steve Reichel. So everybody go check out that interview. Thank you so much, Amin, for coming on Pure Evil MMA and ProWrestlingAuthority.com. I hope to hear from you soon, my man.
Thank you guys for having me with you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Enjoy your day, boss.
All right, take care. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. It was been an amazing show today. Lion Fights, dedicate the whole day to them. What an amazing group of people. Very exciting group of fighters. I cannot wait for September 2nd. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Twitter at evil_echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. I really cannot wait for September 2nd. Everybody's been talking about Lion Fights. I was lucky enough to get to go to Foxwoods Casino last week and see it myself. And wow, amazing show. And if you can't get out to Connecticut, that's fine, guys. It's going to be on Access TV live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Or if you want to order tickets, you are in the area, call 800-200-2882. They'll get you hooked up, no doubt about it. Or go to foxwoods.com. Make sure to check out lionfights.com. I want to thank Angela Whitley for coming on today. Amin Ballafrikh, of course. Very excited for him. Scott Kent, CEO of Lion Fights. Thank you very much for your time with Pure Evil MMA. I cannot wait for September 2nd. I hope to see you guys all there. Make sure you let us know what you guys think about this. Who's going to be the most exciting fight on the card? I will have all this listed on Pure Evil MMA on Facebook, so make sure you guys like us on there. This video will drop along with other interviews. I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA and ProWrestlingAuthority.com. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Do not forget that. And if you do not have a Droid, or if you don't have an Apple and you have a Droid, do not worry, because we are also on Podbean.com or ProWrestlingAuthority.com. Am I overwhelming you guys yet? That was our show, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe down below. I will talk to everybody very soon. Shout out to Pure Evil Army, Yusuf, Ann, Sean, Riz, everybody out there. Let's get ready for tonight's Bellator. I will be live tweeting. Have a great night, everybody. You're listening to Pure Evil MMA.